In my neighborhood in Japan, mornings are strangely quiet. No one is shouting up the stairs. No one is counting to 3. The children are simply getting ready. I know that for many of you, mornings sound different. You've said it 3 times. Shoes, please. The backpack is still on the floor. So your voice rises, because rising is what finally works. And when they move, you feel like you won. But here is the gentle, uncomfortable truth. Nothing was learned about shoes. Your child's brain just learned to wait for your stress, instead of growing its own steering wheel. There's a reason our 6-year-olds walk to school alone, while yours needs 3 reminders just to get dressed. It isn't culture, and it isn't luck. It's one counterintuitive idea, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use it at home. Here's the part that stings. You're doing everything right. Clear instructions, fair warnings, consequences you actually follow through on, and tomorrow, you'll do all of it again, because none of it stuck. There's a reason for that. At Stanford, researchers filmed parents and children second by second, and they found something surprising. When parents stepped in too often, while a child was already working, the child's self-regulation measured lower, not higher. Every helpful nudge quietly took a turn at the wheel. So the child's own steering never developed. Your child isn't waiting to be ready. They're waiting for you to take the wheel, because you always do. So let me share something we treat as ordinary in Japan. Obedience and discipline are not the same thing. They are opposites. A child who obeys is following you. Your voice, your presence, your pressure. A child with discipline follows something inside. They steer themselves when no one is watching, when there's no reward, when it's hard. One needs you in the room forever. The other walks to school alone. Watch a Japanese 4-year-old put on their own shoes. They're slow. They get it wrong. A strap twisted, the left shoe on the right foot, and the adult beside them simply waits. Not because they don't care, because they understand what's happening inside that small body. We have a word for it, Shitsuke. It's written with 2 characters joined together. Body and beauty. Not obedience. Not control. Something closer to teaching the body to carry itself well, until that self-control becomes the child's own. Because discipline isn't installed from the outside. It's learned the way balance is learned, the way a child learns to ride a bike. No one can pedal it into you. No one can hand you balance. You wobble. You catch yourself. You fall. You rise. And one day, your body simply knows. Forever. Every time we take the wheel for them, we steal that wobble. And the wobble is the whole lesson. So in Japan, we don't command discipline, we cultivate it. You don't give a child balance, you give them the space to find it. Let me walk you through one ordinary Japanese morning, because all 4 pillars are hiding inside it. A 6-year-old wakes and moves through the same sequence she always has. Wash, dress, breakfast, bag. No one narrates it. That's the first pillar, routine. MIT researchers found that the brain literally brackets a repeated sequence with start and stop neurons until it runs without a single reminder. She packs her own bag. Then she leaves for a school where she'll clean her own classroom. No janitor, no praise. That's the second pillar. Responsibility. She doesn't tidy because she's told to. She tidies because the space is hers. Her mother watches all of this without a raised voice, without hovering. That stillness is the third pillar. Modeled calm. Your nervous system is always speaking to your child's. Researchers call it co-regulation. A parent's steady body tells a child's body it's safe to think. You can't shout self-control into anyone. And when the girl can't find her left shoe, her mother says nothing. She waits. That waiting is the 4th pillar. Mimamoru. The trust that lets a child meet her own problem and beat it. No charts barked out, no lectures. 4 pillars, working at once, and a child learning to drive herself. So, how do you begin? This week, in your home? 3 moves. Start with just 1. Move 1. Let the routine do the reminding. Stop handing out a list of separate orders each morning. Build one fixed sequence. Wash, dress, eat, bag. Put it on the wall as pictures your child can read. Then, The hard part. Don't narrate it. When she stalls, point to the chart instead of raising your voice. The chart becomes the cue, and over time, her brain begins to run the sequence on its own. You've stopped being the alarm clock. Move 2. Turn commands into ownership questions. This is the one that changes everything. Instead of, put your shoes on, ask, what's your next step? Instead of, go get your backpack, ask, what do you need for school today? Watch her pause, scan, remember, my backpack, it's in the car, and go get it. A command puts a child in react mode, comply or resist. A question hands her the wheel. Move 3. Acknowledge the action, then wait. When she does her part, don't praise the result. Good girl, perfect. Name the action instead. You remembered on your own. Praise for outcomes builds a child who performs for you. Acknowledgement of action builds one who acts for herself. Then the hardest skill of all. When she stumbles, pause your own urge to fix, and wait. The silence isn't neglect. It's the room where her problem-solving grows. 3 moves. 1 child, slowly taking the wheel. Remember the morning we started with? The shoes, the backpack, the voice you didn't want to raise, and the children who walk to school alone? The distance between those 2 mornings isn't culture. It's one quiet idea, practiced one small step at a time. You haven't been failing. You were handed the loud version of parenting, when the quiet one works better. Your job was never to drive for your child. It was to teach them to drive. So tomorrow, pick 1 move, just 1. Put up the chart, or trade a single command for 1 question. Change 1 thing, and watch what your child does with the space you leave. But some days, the whole system breaks. Your child's emotions flood, and nothing you say reaches them. That moment has its own method. And that's what I'll show you next.